Mix from Scratch, part 3, covering the drums today. How do we get those drums to hit hard in the club and not be harsh? Those hats can be harsh, those claps cannot hit right, that percussion can be too muddy. How do we cover all this? How do we solve all this? Well, that's what today's video is about. So, share this with a friend who needs to learn more about drums. Please like, please subscribe, comment if you've got any questions. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video today.
So let's move on to the drum bus now. So I'm going to organise this by main drums and side drums. And what this will help us do is create separation and clarity between what drums are important in the mix and what drums are there to sort of fill space and fill gaps. I'd say all these fills are quite important to the track and the feel of it. So is this ride. Whatever's characterising the track. You gotta be a bit ruthless with this, by the way. If you're not gonna be ruthless with this stage of it, then everything's gonna feel important, and you truly do have to know what's important for the drums and what's not. Cool, they're creating nice layers now. So, are there any loops here? This is probably the only loop. I'll just make sure take a bit of the reverb off the transit, off any loops, just to create a bit more space in the mix. And plus, when you add your own reverb, this will the reverbs will double and it just won't sound that good. Same with this, maybe it's worth bringing out the transients a bit more. By the way, this kilohertz bundle is free, so go get yourself the kilohertz transient shaper. It's free and it's brilliant, and it's as simple to use as this. The drums are already sounding really good already, but let's just make sure we're on the right track. I have got two presets here, my main drums chain and my side drums chain. Let me show you what each one does. It's good to also have these there ready to go, just so that you know. So, main drums chain is kind of dulling the main drums a little bit and boosting. And then the opposite's happening here. We're dipping, obviously we're going to go to the same frequency region and boost those highs now. Always make sure that your drums as well, nothing below 200 hertz is there, because you just don't need it. You really don't need it. So yeah, now that we've kind of, again, frequency delegation, massive thing I do with my mix downs. So 2K was sounding nice, we boosted that, and then we reduced it about there to dull that, so that when we brighten this, there's not an overload of brightness, and then we've taken down some of 2K so that this can dominate 2K, this can dominate 10K. Bosh. Now, you do probably want about a decibel to 2 decibel gain reduction here. Have about 30 attack, 60 release. Ratio 4:1. Boost it maybe by like 0.7. And maybe we might want a bit of a stronger compression for this. Yeah. So alright, I know the volume's dropped off a bit because I've turned that off, but we will rebalance. Yeah, so probably just boost it by like a decibel. Cool, so these are kicking now. What here can we make wider? Like really push it wide in the stereo field. Spreader. Yeah, there we go. Cool, like that. I might see if we can make this a bit wider as well. Let's just tame some frequencies here. Because I think this would sound cool wider. Sorry, I was just hearing about that 80 hertz region again, just kind of causing issues. So I'm thinking maybe even turn this up slightly. But yeah, cool. Let's just kind of see what this is looking like. It's a bit better now. It's a little bit better. It's looking a bit more flat, but there is quite a lot of room for boosting around here. So I'll probably give that to the drums and the synths. But yeah, so around 3 to 2k. I might just boost overall. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. So this is a mid-side EQ. This is cutting the side, so all the side frequencies below, like. Yeah, that's a bit better now. Yeah, so it's just cutting all the like side frequency. It's separating the middle, the mono signal, and the stereo side signals. And if we're boosting the side signals, it creates the feeling that the track is wider. And then if we're getting rid of all the side frequencies below a certain region, we're cleaning up the mud and making sure that the track's not muddy, because obviously around 300, that's where the bass and stuff is hitting, and we don't want the drums to be cluttering that too much. The drums want to be hitting literally everywhere else. So yeah. Cool, so let's move on to the actual drum bus now. So yeah. Let's tame some of these harsh frequencies. Everything's getting leveled out a bit more now. So we can give some volume to the drum bus now that we've done that. Because everything's sounding a bit more flat and a little bit more balanced. Now let's move on to some parallel compression. Because parallel compression is really what's going to keep these drums alive and well. So I've got my own little parallel compression settings here, but I'm me just show you what the parallel compression's doing. So really, really just compressing the living life out of these drums. Getting a really squashed and getting a really squashed sounding version of the drums, blending it in with the regular version, and you get a perceived louder sound of the drums. And parallel compression works for any instrument that is like your main instrument that you need to stand out, but you don't want to take away from the dynamics too much. It's kind of like bringing up the quieter volumes rather than taking down the loud volumes. So yeah, about an hour and 10 minutes into this mix down. We're not doing too bad for time. But now there are frequencies that are building up again. So let's deal with those. Everything's sounding a lot more balanced now, and it just feels like there's clarity in the drums. You can kind of hear everything a bit better, so I'm liking it. We are very nearly there with this mix down in terms of the groove and stuff. I love how much clarity there is in those drums. Sounding brilliant now. So I'm going to add a twin tube. Just a little bit of saturation. To bring down the volume a little bit. Gain matching from before the plugin and after, to make sure that just because it's louder doesn't mean it is better. You get me? I won't mind making this a bit wider if it doesn't. Yeah, let's try that. Track comes to life there a little bit now, doesn't it? With it off. Yeah, I probably wouldn't do too much to this now. I'd just make sure that the twin tube's not added a bunch of nasty low-end frequencies. Yeah, the balance hasn't really changed from the twin tube, which I like. And now the final thing I would do is add a little bit of sparkle to the top end. So either use an exciter. I like to use fresh air. I've got my own patcher preset for it. Where is she? There she is. When Omari did a mixdown for me on my laptop, he made this. So when it bloody loads, EQ, everything above like 5k, I think 3k, you're cluttering up the mix a bit. Fresh air, put it on about 50. Don't leave the mid-air, you don't need that. Wider, make it extremely wide, or put spreader, wider or spreader on. And then transient shape, you kind of don't really want much attack. Maybe you want a bit more sustain, but you don't want to clutter up the mix. And this is what you're left with. Really nice bit of sparkle. I'm liking this a lot. So now let's move on. Once we're happy with how the drums sound, let me just turn down the volume and see what it sounds like. That's better now. That's a bit more balanced. I might even boost the transients on this just a touch, just so that it really dictates the middle of the part. Brilliant. Final thing we do is the drum verb. So if we put a reverb on here, we set the reverb to about 0.7 seconds. Since it's a send, you don't want any dry, you just want it wet. I'll probably put this straight down the middle as well. You don't really need it to be wide. So I'm going to turn it all the way up on the send and then adjust the volume as I please. Cool. Everything's coming together really nicely for this track.